Hi guys, it's the people. We're gonna be doing Sundays with Grandma and Grandpa every Sunday. So you guys should stick around for more videos on Sunday. And make sure to like and subscribe. When did you guys meet?
Oh, that's quite a few years ago we met. I remember being at a bar in Albany. It was called the Elbow Room. I think I had just gotten out of work and I met my buddies there to have a few drinks. And who did I run into but your future grandmother? She was there with her friends and we started talking. And after a long night at the Elbow Room, she gave me a ride home, and that was the beginning. Right? Do you remember
Close enough. It was June 1st, 50 and a half years ago. I was there with my friend, and Tommy walked in with his friend, and he walked up to me and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" Because I thought that he was somebody else. And we started talking, and after about, I don't know, half an hour or so, I said, by the way, how's your friend Eddie Spath? And he go, who? And I go, aren't you a friend of Eddie Spath? And he says, no, I never heard of him. But it was too late. We already had a great conversation. We continued to talk that night, and he had a little too much to drink. And I gave him a ride home because he didn't drive. And that's how we met.
Tell us about your first date.
Well, the first date didn't happen for several weeks after we met because Tommy never called me and I didn't see him. I would go out every weekend, going into different bars, 2 bars, one called Ralph's in the Elbow Room, looking for him, but I never found him. And every time I came home from work, I would go down to the Grand Union where he worked, and I would go up and down the aisles looking for him, but I never found him. And I knew he worked at the Grand Union. So one night, I was in Ralph's Tavern on Madison Avenue, and I was talking with some guys that I knew, and in walked Tommy with this guy that I knew was a super, super creep. And I walked up to him and I said, "What are you doing with Chicky Razanowski?" and he goes, I felt sorry for him because nobody would go out with him. Chicky Razanowski was the guy that I knew because I worked in a bowling alley. And all of Tommy's friends bowled in a league on Friday nights, so I got to know them. And Chicky Razanowski was this guy that never tipped, or he would give you like a 10-cent tip and then say, "What are you going to give me for this tip?" And he was like really dirty, nasty guy. And that's who Grandpa was with the night I found him in the bar. So that night, we left that bar and we went over by the Elbow Room, and there was a little park there. And we sat under a tree and we talked and we talked and we talked. And I knew that night that this was somebody that I was going to fall in love with and that I was going to marry. Took him a little longer to figure out what he wanted.
As far as first dates are concerned, I don't remember exactly what you would call the first date. But all I know is she used to like to go to SPAC. And she used to always have me buy the tickets and she would drive. I think the tickets would cost a lot more, but that's how we dated a lot. We would go to SPAC or musicals at Proctor's or wherever.
No, not Proctor's for a long time. What we went to was we went to concerts at SPAC because my company had a special membership at SPAC and I was able to get tickets for several concerts that season. And they were really, really hot bands. And I bought 2 tickets for each one of several concerts. As a matter of fact, the one ticket was front row for Elton John. Remember that? And then his brother got married. And Tommy asked me to go to the wedding with him. And I had to sell my front row tickets for Elton John. Killed me. There was another concert. And so, yeah, he would pay me back for the tickets that I already had when we met. But we probably went to 4 different concerts at SPAC, Saratoga Performing Arts Center, that year. One of them was called Humble Pie. And we went to Humble Pie, and we were sitting maybe, 10 rows back from the stage. And something happened outside where there were people that were trying to get into the concert, and they maxed out on how many people could come. So they broke into the concert place and they knocked down the fence. And next thing we knew, we had friends of ours standing with us in that 10th row because everybody stood for the entire concert. Remember, it was, what is it? The brother, the painter.
Davy Vogel.
Davy Vogel. Davy Vogel stood with us. It was like we had 2 seats, but we had like 5 people in the space of 2 seats because everybody was standing. And that was kind of how our summer went. That and
Well, I can remember that. I used to get a lot of sleep at these shows.
you couldn't. It was
And a
so.
moment that I remember, she yelled and screamed at me and said, "If you're gonna sleep, we're gonna get a room."
Grandpa, that was about 10 years later when we went to Proctor's. That was not that first year. As a matter of
Well,
fact, we spent a lot of time at,
Well, I
at,
got a lot
at
of
the
rest
camp.
in those days. Okay.
Yeah, right. We spent a lot of time at our camp. That was our getaway place. Remember?
Yes, I painted the ceiling.
Yep. We were painting the ceiling. We didn't quite get it finished, and I wrote TJP, I love thee. And that was on that ceiling for 30 years because we never finished painting the ceiling.
That's true.
Who proposed the Who? Tell us the story.
Wow, who did the proposing? All I remember is that Elaine told me how I was supposed to propose. I had to go to the bowling alley with her, and I got on one knee.
You're lying. I never told you that. We lived together for 4.5 years before we got married. So we always knew we were going to get married. It wasn't a question of when or if he proposed.
So,
It was just we decided not to get married until we were ready to have kids.
but we went.
And then we set a date and we postponed it, and we set a date and we postponed it. And then the wedding date came to me in a dream. I woke up one morning and I said, Valentine's Day. What a cool day to get married. And I ran and I got a calendar, and it was on a Saturday. And this was like maybe October or something of the year before. And when I told him that I had the date in a dream and that's when I wanted to get married, he said, okay. And then after that, we were at the bowling alleys and we were open bowling. And he got down on one knee and he said, will you marry me? And I said, if I have to. No, I said,
Sure.
yes.
And I thought that myself, huh? Oh, the bowling alley part?
Yes, but there was no engagement ring. How come?
I couldn't afford it
Now you're just cheap.
at the time. You still call me cheap, yes.
We did get an engagement ring, but it was 4 months after we were married. And I kind of
Tricked me.
him, yeah. My sister and my mother and I had gone to an antique shop in Del Mar, and I saw this really beautiful antique diamond ring. And it was $85. And so I came back to the store with Tommy, and we showed him the ring, and the guy in the store said, it's $120, but I can let you have it for $85. So Tommy, thinking he was getting a bargain, agreed to it, but told me that I had to wait 10 years before I could get a big diamond. And I agreed to it. Do you remember that?
Yeah, did I ever get you the big diamond?
Yes, you did.
Oh.
Look at it, right there.
That's it?
Right there, there it is.
It's
10
it.
years later, almost to the day.
Well, I'm a nice guy at this.
No, you didn't buy that ring either. This ring ended up, this ring is my mother's 15-year anniversary ring from my father. My parents were split up. The ring was broken in the back, and my mother had it in her jewelry box. And I asked her if we could buy it. And Grandpa agreed to spend the money on the ring, so he did give it to me, in effect. And I've been wearing it ever since.
That's it?
That's it.
You have been married for 46 years. Wow. What's your secret?
It could be that I worked a lot. I held
You're
a lot
punchy
of
again.
jobs. But the truth of it was, we used to take in foster kids. And we also adopted a lot of them. But we always said if we ever split up, it's okay, but you got the one that wants to split up has to take the kids. So that was an incentive to stay together.
Yeah, it gave new meaning to we're staying together for the sake of the kids.
All right.
Now the truth.
Oh, the truth. That wasn't it. That was the truth.
Custody of the dogs?
No,
No?
nothing to do with the dogs. We didn't have the dogs this time. Most of the early years.
I
The
think
secret.
the secret is having common interests. Grandpa got involved in clowning with me and with the kids. We like going to the lake. We like swimming. Grandpa used to like fishing. We just had a lot of things that we like to do in common, and the things that we didn't both like to do, we each were able to do on our own. Like, I didn't really like going to basketball games. Grandpa didn't really like going to the theater.
Yeah.
So I would go to the theater with the kids, and Grandpa would go to ball games with the kids.
Right. The kids that enjoyed the sports went with me, and usually Elaine took the Broadway shows and so on. But yeah, we figured out ways of keeping everybody happy.
We both had jobs that we liked, that we loved, and we just have a really, really strong love for each other.
What is here?
What is love?
Yes.
Love is what I feel for you. It's a warm, fuzzy feeling that I get when I think about you and when I see you, because I'm always so happy to see you, because I love you.
Every day I pick you up from school and I ask for a kiss. That is love from you. You know that?
Yeah.
And you always give me a kiss, don't you? And I like kissing Grandma too. Love is enjoying you with Grandma and your brothers. They're all good boys, and we have a lot of fun.
Love is Grandpa doing the dishes for Grandma and doing the laundry and taking out the garbage. That's love too, because Grandpa does it because he wants to help me, because he loves me. And I make Grandpa yummy, healthy food because I love him.
She does, doesn't she?
And then you make me lunch.
I make you lunch, or no? Who does? Grandma?
Judy makes me lunch.
Oh, Joey.
Is that because he loves you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you love?
Judy.
Who else do you love?
Judy.
You love Mommy?
I get Mommy.
How about Mama?
Mama.
What about Titi? Do you love Titi? Uh-oh.
I love my little one.
Okay, what about Andrew?
Andrew.
Do you love him a little bit or a lot?
A yacht.
What about Jude?
Jude.
Do you love him a little bit or a lot? What?
Right.
What about Susie?
Judy.
Do you love Susie a little bit or a lot?
A yacht.
A lot.
Oh.
We love you a lot.
Ooh, you're.
You know that? We love you a lot. To the moon and back.
And thanks for asking about what love was. Because
You're a little love bug, aren't you?
yes, you are.
I give you a hug.
Yep. Do I
Can you
get
give
a
us a
hug?
hug now?
No hug for Grandpa?
Can we have a hug now?
She always gives me hugs, and before I leave the house, she runs over and hugs me.
Where you going?
I'm trying to get the trash.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna put this in the garbage.
Very good. Thank you, Lindy.
2 hours later.
Get a hug first. Right here. Oh, the best hugs in the whole world.
Can I get a hug
Oh, Grandma's getting one too. Look at this. Ah.
too? Oh, I love you. Have a kiss? Thank you.
TT's getting a hug too. Look,
Thank you.
TT wants a hug.
No, Tom. Hi, this is gonna be the end of our video. I hope you liked it. Just stick around every Sunday for more and like and subscribe. Bye.